everyone, welcome back to You Can Be Healed. This is Connie. I am a certified Theta healer and a limiting beliefs breakthrough coach. So many of my clients often ask me, how can they stop comparing themselves to others? So today, I want to answer this very common question that seems to bother so many people. I will also share 5 tips on how to stop the comparison trap. And at the end of this episode, I will also do a quick healing session for all of you. So now, let's get started. I trust all of us have compared ourselves to others consciously and subconsciously. That feeling can make you feel you are not good enough and feeling inadequate about yourself. I've been there. In my early life, when I was in school and in modeling and at work, I compare myself to others who did better or look better than me. I always doubt myself. Then I started losing my confidence. I became stuck and lost. I didn't know what I truly want because I was too busy trying to become someone else instead of focusing on improving myself. That feeling was so tiring and exhausted. It was until when I started my meditation and mindfulness practice, I finally came to the realization that there's really no comparison needed. It took me quite some time to understand this. And today, many of my clients, regardless of their age, they got stuck in this comparison trap. They can't get rid of the need to compare themselves to others. Especially nowadays on social media, it's so accessible to other people's lifestyle and day-to-day life that has triggered so many people to second-guess themselves. Think about this for a second. How much time and energy do you spend on social media, scrolling or sometimes stalking your friend's lifestyle and feeling jealous while you are not having what they have? Maybe it's that perfect relationship, the vacations, the houses, their success and wealth. However, have you ever thought that when people post their lives on social media, it's not likely that they will post about their difficulties, anxiety, or negative events of their lives? But the truth is, everyone has their own problems and insecurities, even though they are often well hidden. Nobody has the perfect life. You may think someone is doing very well, but you don't see the full picture and have no idea what's happening inside them. So what you see on their profile is a life far less than ideal behind the scene. If you find yourself feeling jealous or negative when you are on social media, then I would suggest you to take a break from it until you figure out how to turn your trigger into inspiration. Also, it's so unfair to yourself when you're comparing yourself to others. You don't have the same starting points. You don't have the same experiences. You don't have the same family. You don't live the same lives. You don't run at the same pace and timing. The thing is, you can be anything, but you cannot be everything. When you compare yourself to others, you're often comparing their best to your worst and comparing your beginning to their end. And we end up using all our energy on them instead of focus on improving ourselves. The amount of comparison is endless because you can always find someone better to compare with. This is a toxic cycle and the root of unhappiness. So here are my 5 tips to help you break the habit of comparing yourself to others. When I caught myself comparing to others, this is what I used to remind myself. First, Accept who you are and know your worth. Remember that your worth comes from within. It's who you are as a person, and your worth does not depend on what other people are doing. You are not better or worse than anyone else. You are unique. There's no another you on this planet. You can be the success you wish to be. You shine your light in your own way. You don't have to try to be or beat everyone else. There are things you are better at too. Take a pen and paper, write a list of your strengths and all your accomplishments, regardless of how big or small. That can give you a clarity that you have your unique talents, skills, and strengths too. Remember that the reality is nobody is good at everything. Allow yourself to be yourself and respect others too. Go out, try new things, or even make mistakes, because that's how we learn, grow, and be better. We were born fearless. Imagine how babies learn to walk. They fell, they got back up. They fell again, and they got back up again. We were born with that strength and perseverance. Your life is unique for you, and it doesn't matter what others are doing. Give yourself permission to be yourself and embrace your uniqueness. Know your own worth. Second, trust your journey. Life is a journey, not a competition. We are all on our own unique journey that is specifically designed for us to find something, to become someone, to learn, to grow, to create, and to live. Your own journey has nothing to do with how well other people are doing or what they have. It has everything to do with what you want to do and where do you want to go. That's all you need to focus on. Be proud of how far you have come and embrace the lessons you've learned along your journey. Use them to help you achieve more in your life. Embrace your own journey and trust the process. Free yourself by realizing the fact that there's no such thing as a perfect journey. You give meaning to it, not others. Third, turn your comparison into learning. We usually envy other people for their success, but we always overlook their hard work, their perseverance, their sleepless nights behind their success. And to be honest, their success is never a negative reflection of you. Their success has nothing to do with your ability. If you focus only on your goals and dreams, put the same work, you can be successful too. Turn your comparison into inspiration and learn from them. What did they do to get to where they are and have what they want today? What mindset do they have? What are their motivation behind? If they are your friends or someone that you know, ask them and learn from them. From time to time, I connected to different people who are good at what they do. I will reach out to them and ask them about their story. Most of the time, their stories are full of challenges, ups and downs, and how they overcome those obstacles to get to where they are. It always inspires me so much, and I will always think, no wonder they're doing so great, they totally deserve it. So instead of comparing myself to them, I will ask myself, what do I need to do to improve myself? How can I learn more skills? If you always put yourself on a student mode, you will never need to compare yourself because you know you're always learning. Remember, life never stops teaching and we never stops learning. Turn your comparison into learning. Fourth, practice gratitude and mindfulness. When you are comparing yourself to others, don't forget that there's so many things that you have that other people are praying for too. And if you always want what others have, you will never have enough. You will always want more. There's an endless toxic cycle, and you will never lead to happiness. Practice gratitude and mindfulness can help you balance out the feeling of lack. Focus on what you already have and already blessed with. Count what you have, not what you don't. Think about how lucky you are to have what you have, to have the people in your life who care and love you. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough. Whenever you realize you are doing any comparisons, give yourself a pause. Take a deep breath. Don't beat yourself up or feel bad. Remember that it's just your thought pattern. Acknowledge your thoughts and gently change focus and remind yourself of what you're grateful for. Shift focus from what you don't have to what you have. The easiest way to change your focus is take a deep breath. You can write a journal of what you're grateful for, or use positive affirmations. For example, I choose abundance over lack. I choose love over hate. I choose what makes me happy, and I have the power to choose. I always have a choice. I have many affirmation episodes on my channel. Feel free to check them out on my playlist, and I believe that they can help you too. Fifth, compare yourself with yourself. If you need to compare yourself with someone, compare yourself with you. Are you a better person today than you were yesterday? Compare today's version of yourself to the person you were yesterday. What can you do to improve the quality of your mind, your soul, and your life? How can you be a better and more loving person? How can you be more loving to yourself than you were yesterday? You are the only person you can compare yourself with. When we focus on other people, we waste so much of our time that we could invest in improving ourselves. So instead of wasting time comparing your path to someone else, invest your time in learning, studying, reading, and creating the life for your own. When you focus on being the best version you can be, you automatically attract the best possible opportunities and abundance to your life. Last but not the least, there's no lack in this universe. There are plenty of opportunities, abundance, wealth, and love to each person on this planet. Look around, the abundance surround you. The nature, the trees, the ocean, the oxygen, the sun, the moon, and the stars, they are available to every of us. There's never lack of resources in life. Yet, when you focus on others, that's when you miss what's available for you. If you understand this, you will stop comparing yourself to others, because you are too unique, and there's only one you on this planet. No one can be you, and you can be others too. Now, I'm going to give you a quick healing to help you release the need of comparing yourself to others. So, find a comfortable position, relax your body, close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in and out. In and out. One more, breathe in and out. So now what you need to do is to say yes to each sentence I say. Now, Can I release your need to compare yourself to others? Can I bring the highest truth to your subconscious that everyone is unique and so are you? You are on your right path at your own pace and timing, and that you know there's no need to compare. You know what it feels like to be proud of your own journey and be grateful for what you have. Say yes to this. Can I also release the limiting beliefs that you are not good enough? Would you like to know that you are more than good enough? You are unique. You are loved. You are worthy. You are supported. And you are incomparable. You know what it feels like to accept yourself, love yourself, and be proud of who you are wholeheartedly. Say yes to this. And you know how to respect others' journey and celebrate their wins, their happiness, and their success. Because if they can have them, so can you. We are all loved, and the universe always provides. There's never lack, and there's plenty of abundance and opportunities for everyone. Say yes now to claim it. Would you also like to know what it feels like to have patience for yourself and trust the process and your own timing? You know how to have fun on your own journey and be excited for what you are creating for your future. And you know how to focus only on your self-growth and your dreams. Can I also bring you the clarity and the highest truth that you know the differences in between your own journey and other people's journey, that their journey has nothing to do with you, and you know that you are the creator of your own life. Say yes to receive this. Now can I also send you the unconditional love from the creator, and also bring in the highest truth to your subconscious. Abundance is your birthright. Say yes to this, to claim it, and to receive. Take another deep breath. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Come back to this episode whenever that you need it. Thank you so much everyone for listening. I hope this inspires you. This is Connie. I'm the certified Theta healer, and please feel free to connect with me through my Instagram account, You Can Be Healed, or DM me if you want me to share anything, or if you have any question that you would like to ask me. Thanks again wherever you are. I'm sending you all love and light, and I will see you in my next episode.